Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and we have a beer exchange. Homebrew swap number 35, and we've got two beers. At least, we got three, but two with detailed notes.
Okay, great.
So we
love detailed notes.
That's why we're tasting these on the camera. Okay, this is from Jeff in Colorado. He has a brewery that he calls the Lucid Buddha Brewery.
Sounds good to me.
And these two beers, there's one that is the Cyclone Blood Orange IPA, and this is the Imperial Framboise clone. Interesting beers, definitely have like added ingredients.
There's a lot of stuff going on in these two beers.
Do you want me to read about, which one you want to taste first, I guess is my question.
Let's go for the IPA.
Thank you. So Cyclone Blood Orange IPA.
I'm going to hold this up to the camera, okay?
Please do. Thanks. It's an all-grain recipe. The batch size was 10 gallons. Boil size was 11 gallons. He boiled it for 60 minutes. And this was done back in March of this year. Let's talk about the grain bill. 16 pounds of pale malt, that's 2-row malt. 4 pounds of Munich malt, that's 10 love. 2 pounds of caramel, 40 love. 1 pound of aromatic malt, 26 SRM. 1 pound of Cara Red, and then we get into the hops. So for 60 minutes, he boiled 2 ounces of Citra, 3 ounces of Mosaic at 15 minutes left to go in the boil, and then with 10 minutes left to go in the boil, 2 ounces again of Citra. He does mark the year of 2018 on that edition. The first one was 2017. The yeast he used was White Labs WLP 001 California Ale. And then in secondary, for 14 days, he added 10 pounds of blood oranges.
10 pounds of blood orange.
And then 3 grams of orange zest that was also put into the secondary for 14 days. And then he dry hopped with more 2018 Citra hops. That's 4 ounces for 3 days. The original gravity was 1069. Finishing gravity was 1016. Woo. So we got an estimated alcohol by volume of 7%. IBUs are 57.7. You know, he actually, that was, sorry, the original and final gravity, those were estimates. The measured gravity was 1066 and it finished out at 1010. Still brought up the alcohol by a little bit to 7.4%. So there you go. That's it. You know, he's kind of rocking it in terms of all of that. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's get some orange on the nose, I would say.
Definitely has orange
Nice.
on the nose.
So, Mr. Mike, what'd you get out of this beer?
Well, I mean, there's definitely like a candied orange zest on the nose. I'm getting a little bit of almost like maybe even just a little bit of lemon, like candied lemon peel, candied grapefruit peel. Those you know, specifically though candied, like there's a nice like crystalline
sweetness.
sugar-like quality to it. And the flavor profile, I think there's an orange presence to it, which I find pleasant and intriguing. I'm digging it. The only issue for me on the flavor profile, there's a malt character pushing through all of this that is, it's throwing the balance off a little bit.
You think?
For me.
Okay.
For me. And I think for my palate and my experience with it is I think it's the aromatic malt.
You don't. I know you don't like that.
I haven't, you know, so it's probably just me, but it's just poking through there, and it's upsetting my better judgment.
Well,
I love the orange character.
Yeah. And how does it blend with the hops? Because I think that is good.
Yeah. But I get a subtle, almost berry-like quality in the aroma. That must be the Mosaic, a little bit pushing through. The Citra, it's hard to distinguish, I think, in my mind, the contribution of Citra with all that orange in there. But it works. I mean, it's totally fine. You could probably, I wonder what this is like with less Citra being dry hopped. I mean, there's just plenty of citrus there already.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just as far as like using materials and whether or not it's totally necessary. So, but overall, I mean, it's fermented clean.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's not bitter. It's citrusy and it's flavorful. It's decent. What do you think?
I think that I don't think I'm having such an adverse reaction to the malt base as you are. I think that it balances out. Like we've talked about, like with that many, maybe if you removed one, maybe you just stuck with, the crystal, maybe, 2 pounds.
There's a lot going on in this malt bill.
Yeah, I think that's like
Munich,
simplify it a little bit.
Crystal, Aromatic, and Cara Red. As far as an IPA goes, I mean, if that's what you're going for, I think what's happening here is an attempt to mate up not just hops and blood orange, but to ensure that there is a orange quality to the visual appeal of it too. So I really appreciate
Well, I think he hit that too.
the attempt to pull it all together.
Yeah.
I just wonder if the depth of all those malts are just a little bit too much to let those very special hops shine a little bit more. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I like it. It's great.
I think the orange and the hops blend in really nice together.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think I can pick out like, oh, this is Mosaic, but like I think you get hit up front with the blood orange flavor, and then in the aftertaste, you start getting that hoppy bitterness, some dankiness to it, and I like that.
It's a well done symphony. It does all come together to be a creation.
Absolutely.
And that's to be commended.
All right. Good job, Jeff. Okay, next beer. This is the Imperial Framboise clone. What is this, like an amber ale with some chocolate and some raspberries in it? So we can talk quickly about, this is also another 10-gallon batch, 12.59 gallon boil size. Starts off with 23 pounds of two-row malt with 3.2 ounces. I was just rounding down on that one. Again, 3 pounds and some of 80 Love caramel malt, 3 pounds and 4 ounces of Munich malt. I see a pattern here. So he puts in 8 ounces of carapils and 8 ounces of chocolate malt. That's the 350 SRM variety of that. And then a bunch of nugget. So looks like he had a couple of different nugget alphas, but about a half ounce at 60 minutes, half ounce at 15 minutes of nugget. Put some maltodextrin in there. With 5 minutes ago, he put in another half ounce of nugget, and then he fermented this with the Abbey Ale White Labs WLP 530 yeast strain. And then in secondary, he adds 8 ounces of cocoa nibs. That's for, I didn't say how many days, but like, let's just say probably along with the raspberries, which was 3 pounds for 14 days in the secondary. I'll just talk measured original gravity was 1088, finished, or final gravity was 1010, which brings the alcohol to 10.5%. Yep, just mashing with a single infusion, all this stuff. And I'm gonna take a look at that, okay? And he's mixing the Austin homebrew recipe with some info from forums to try to replicate this awesome winter warmer. So, wow, right off the nose, some chocolate raspberry love right there. Wow.
Yeah, it's like
That's good.
It's like biting into a specifically milk chocolate raspberry candy bar, right?
Yeah, or one of those.
But without the sweetness. But there's that cocoa and raspberry combo comes through in the aroma.
It's like a Whitman sampler.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest with you, it takes a little bit for my palate to adjust to the cocoa and the raspberry as being cocoa and raspberry at first. If I was given this beer without them,
I would pick that out.
It's an interesting. The two of them come together interestingly to create this cocoa and raspberry. It's like there's the chocolate, and then there's beers that are chocolate. There's beers that are raspberry.
Yeah.
But when they're together, there's a reason why that combination works in things like desserts, because there's an elevation of the two when they come together. That's something different than just saying, oh, there's chocolate and there's raspberry. This is cocoa raspberry.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
It's a higher ordered flavor profile, and it comes through. It's nice.
Yeah.
The one thing, I mean, so there's the maltodextrin in there. It's like holding up to, in terms of the original recipes that this is sort of based off of. The body, I don't know if you need to have that extra body in there.
Yeah, because I mean, it finishes at 10-10, but there's certainly, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
there.
there's a residual sweetness.
Yeah.
That is very raspberry.
Yeah.
In the flavor, the chocolate to me almost comes across a little bit like nutty. Like there's almost like hazelnut skins type of, or like the hazelnut shells. If you ever like really just notice that, if you're ever cracking open hazelnuts, or like filberts, they call them filberts.
Yes, right.
There's like that quality to the cocoa-ness, the cocoa nibs, and I get that out of cocoa nibs, because cocoa nibs sort of do have. It's not like using cocoa powder or chocolate. Cocoa nibs have like a woody quality to them, and that's
Do
sort
they
of
have a fatty quality to them
a little
too?
bit, a little bit. But every time I shake this, I'm maintaining some foam, so I don't think they're too fatty.
There's no problem there. No.
Yep.
It's funny, when you said that you think it has a nutty flavor, there is, like, on some tastes I get, like, it's very reminiscent of, like, taking a spoonful of, like, Ghirardelli, like, hot cocoa mix and just putting that in your mouth. Which
this
I've
is
done.
like Ghirardelli raspberry cocoa mix.
Yeah.
Is what it's like, right? It's that the combination of the two is something unique.
Yep.
It's interesting. The other thing that's really I'm trying to pick out of here is, what do you think about the Abbey Ale Yeast?
If you told me that you use an English yeast, I'd say, yep, that's what it tastes like. It's estery. I don't think I'm getting a Belgian Abbey quality to it.
I think I am. I think I am getting a touch of phenol on the finish as I exhale. There's a bit of that. There's the ester profile, but there's also just that phenol positive yeast thing going on in there. That is interesting, and I don't know if for me, if it's adding or subtracting from the total experience.
Okay.
This is a 10-gallon batch. I think it would be really cool to do this split and see what it's like with a neutral ale yeast or a straight up English yeast.
Yeah.
The Abbey Ale Yeast is going to give you more powerful, a better alcohol tolerance, and be able to drive it down pretty dry. For all the stuff that's in here, and then with the maltodextrin to get down to 10-16 is actually pretty good. This is 9% basically. So that's interesting.
Yeah. He brewed this back in December too, so this is a bit older than the IPA we just had. But,
but I'd hope that a beer like this would age for a while. I just want to note too that
for all the stuff he put in it,
this is beautifully brown.
Yeah.
As far as being, so the idea is for it to be a brown ale, base. It is beautifully brown. It's decidedly brown, not too dark brown.
I think the good thing about raspberries, as you can see, you only put 3 pounds, but like they express their flavor pretty well, even in small
They're very
quantities.
aromatic and pretty, and their acidity really helps them stand out.
Yep.
So it's great.
Cool.
Two cool beers. Two cool blending of all kinds of stuff.
It's from the Lucid Buddha. What do you expect?
Well, of course.
So. Anyway, thanks for sending this in, Jeff. Appreciate it. If you'd like to share your beers with us, please go to our blog, brew-dudes.com, and find the contact page. There you'll find our email address. Just drop me a line. I know people are just like, they'll send messages on Facebook or even leave comments on YouTube or whatever, but just drop us a line. That's the best way, because then I check that and give you the details of the swap exchange information that you'll need to get us beers. But anyway, we love that, so appreciate the beer, of course. It's always nice to get free homebrew beer, for sure. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, click the bell if you want notifications. We do this every week, so we always have something fun to talk about in the realm of home brewed beer. For John and Mike, Brew-Dudes, brew on.
Cheers.